So I think the reality is today that open concept floor plans are the norm. So many homes have that, and it's really great for light and for the space. And as a parent, I love to be able to see what my kids are doing at all times, right?
Right.
Exactly. But I do find homeowners are sometimes stumped with how to use more than one color when this is the floor plan that they have. So what advice would you give?
Well, and it's a great question because people tend to play it safe. You know, oh, everything's so open. I'm just going to paint everything one color and just leave it. And that can get a little bit boring. So color, how do you start? Well, I look for color cues in existing elements in the space. It could be the carpet or fabric or permanent finishes like stone, maybe the fireplace stone or the foyer stone. And then that way, you know, I like to pick out one color that's our jumping off point that has meaning. So
Right.
it's starting a dialogue and a conversation in the space. And then really the easiest way to create flow throughout the space is to look at this one color and then choose lighter and darker versions of that same color and use that throughout the space. So that's kind of like flow 101.
Yeah.
As a general rule, I'll use some of the darker tones in areas of transition where you don't spend a lot of time, maybe powder rooms or hallways. I love to use them as accent walls, particularly behind a main furniture grouping to really define that space and give it a different personality in this big open concept.
Exactly, like a dining room. It's
Sure.
a nice place. It's maybe more intimate, so you get a different feel with a different color.
One place I don't like to mix it up when we're using several colors is trim. I look at that as kind of the element that frames the color. So there has to be some continuity.
It's like the thread that pulls everything together.
For sure. There's continuity and uniformity, and that's where the trim comes into play.
Yeah. And you know, I think that one of the other things when people have an open concept place, when they do want to maybe be a little bit more adventurous than just using one color and putting one separate color in a space. I mean, you can do that too. But again, it's like, how do I make it flow? How do I get my green to flow into a red?
And, you know, granted, this approach to having flow is very
Fail-safe.
It's fail-safe, and it's subtle. But there are those circumstances and those clients where they really want a lot of character and personality in a space, multiple colors. This idea of coordinating colors, again, it can be overwhelming. And I think that's where these curated color collections that Benjamin Moore is known for and they've developed, those are really invaluable tools.